Hello and welcome to Pat Bear's Anime Club, episode 24. That's right, we're doing things a little different. Of course, the last few videos have been a little different. We did a live video for the 23rd episode. We looked at some websites for finding anime and finding when it comes out, and new anime and current stuff, and then maybe even trying to find classic anime. We looked at websites. This is another video about websites, so a little bit of a different presentation instead of just the PowerPoint presentation with some slides that I've been doing in the past. Our next video, I think, will have some more slides because it will be more of a topic-based thing. If you haven't watched Pat Bear's Anime Club, I should say, if you haven't watched one of my videos, I delve into all facets of the anime world. So I talk about, like websites I use to find stuff, but I've also talked about like my shows that I'm really into right now, or some of my classic favorites, or we did an episode about horror anime for Halloween, and a subgenre I don't enjoy, but I watched a couple horror shows and then talked about a few shows that fit in the Halloween theme but aren't spooky. And so, stuff like that. Today's episode 24, we're talking about YouTube websites. That's right. You'll see in the show description below of the YouTube video a link to all the YouTube videos, their sites that I'm talking about here. But, yes, do I go and follow Crunchyroll and Funimation for clips of shows that are airing right now? Yeah, I watch that. Do I click on random suggested YouTube videos for clips of anime shows that I have no intention of ever watching? Or maybe I'm interested in and want to kind of get a preview. Or I like, like when people put together their best of this character thing, or funniest moments from season 2 of Haikyuu. Yeah, I'll click on those. But there are a few sites out there that do commentary, or basically that do what I do, in some instances better, with better production values, and in other cases for genres that I'm not always interested in talking about necessarily. So we'll go through a few of those. All but one of these is, well, that's not fair. A few of these are folks just doing it on their own. One of these is a big corporation, and one of these is a defunct site. There will not be new videos for it, but they were a collective part of a larger organization. So we got a little bit of everything. Maybe you're going to find a site that you're interested in going to in this video. So we were talking too much with 3 minutes of me previewing. Let's get into it. I'm just going to go and do this. Yeah. So Crunchyroll Extras. As I said, this is different. So there are 3 Crunchyroll YouTube channels. There's just plain old Crunchyroll. There's Crunchyroll Collections, and then there's Crunchyroll Extras. And Crunchyroll and Crunchyroll Collections are very similar. Crunchyroll Collections is where you're going to find like full episodes of things. Crunchyroll is where you're going to find some video series that they do. Tim, who will probably appear in this. Tim is going to show up in there with like some video stuff. There has been Victoria, Sailor B had some video series. They're doing far less video series now. Tim has one, but there used to be many more series. They'll be on Crunchyroll, and then also their trailers for their upcoming shows. Same thing with Funimation, trailer based. And also they have some interviews and some other things like that. Crunchyroll Extras is where they put all of their social media video. So these are going to be things that appear on their Twitter and Facebook and other places. They're just extras, but they're really informative and interesting, I think. And also it's fun to watch them and not have to watch them in a little video on Twitter. You're going to see them in there. So video essays, sometimes there's food things. Again, this will be in the show description there. But yeah, you get a bunch of different kind of things. Interviews with creators. There's a tattoo series they've been doing, which has been pretty fun. Lots of different stuff. Like I said, the majority of them originally were just going to be on their social media platforms. Now they're on YouTube. And I think it's pretty neat. Especially for interviews and stuff like that, because they're, translated. And that's helpful, subtitled. Yeah, so I go to this. I always check this out when they pop up and finding some stuff that you may have missed. Because also, unless you're really scrolling back, especially Crunchyroll in particular, there's all of their like, hey, here's our news site stuff, and then also they post a lot of like, oh, this video or this episode of this show is up. So it's kind of hard to dig through the media stuff, and this is all here together, which is pretty neat. If I was going to recommend one right off the bat, I would say the food stuff. I think it's very fun. I like the side by sides a lot. I think that's pretty neat. To see the and not the dub versus sub side by sides. I like this is the animatics versus the final product. I think those are pretty interesting. And the interviews are good. It's interviewing people about the show that they're then going to be putting out. So it is promotional. But, I still think it's good. So that's Crunchyroll Extras. Let's go to an independent person. Despite the name Annie News, this is not a all-encompassing news and reviews channel. Anime Sam call it Annie News, but it is actually kind of focused in what it's looking for. So they Sam definitely puts out videos. There's a lot of like footage with narration. This is what do you think of when you think of like video essays. It doesn't go for that thing of having like an avatar, like a cartoon avatar in the corner. It's not shot in a bedroom like this video is. This is footage, either that makes sense or just kind of goes along with it, and someone doing a voiceover. And I like it. So the shows that are Sam is into. It kind of focuses on those shows. So he'll do all the isekais that are coming out in the next season, all the sci-fi shows that come out next season. So he'll do videos like that. But he also is going to do cut content. Now, I do have a bone to pick with some of the titles that I feel like attention-grabbing titles that I don't enjoy. So we'll do. So what the anime didn't show from Subaru's past. That's a good one right there, right? So that is saying, okay, well, this episode had stuff that wasn't in the manga. Sure. That I think, like, I totally agree. They condense stuff from the manga. Manga has a lot more information in it than the anime episode, right? Because they're not drawing the manga for the anime. They're making the anime based on the manga. So, yeah. So, cut content saying that should be, I think that's totally great. Sometimes you can say, like, okay, they made some changes in there, and here are the changes that were made. Okay. But then it comes down to, like, skipped content and what the hide-and-seek test should have been like. That is where I disagree with some of the names here used by Sam for Annie News. Because it should have been implies that the anime got it wrong. But they made a choice. Maybe it's not the choice you would have made if you were adapting the material, but it can't be a word-for-word recreation. If you want every frame ends up in the anime that was in the manga, then watch One Piece, because One Piece just stretches everything and uses every part and also adds filler and all that. Most 12-episode or 13-episode series can't adapt everything from the manga. So I definitely disagree with what it should have been like, because I think that's weird. But lots of great news. Sometimes talks about a series I'm not super into, like the Fate series. So here's a bunch of stuff about Fates. Here is but well-researched material, like every Easter egg in Isekai Quartet. Well, yeah, Isekai Quartet, if you know about all the Isekais that are in there, you're going to find subtle little things and little reactions. And there's like, if there's a moment where Subaru has like this kind of flashback to some of his trauma, or, like, oh, this little moment is in reference to this and this. It's kind of interesting. Goes into explanations of a lot of characters, some background information, lots of stuff about shows that this particular author is, the creator, Anime Sam, is interested in. Anime Sam, I should say, from Annie News. But yeah, some of it is news, like, team behind ReZero announces new anime. Okay, yeah, that is news. And I appreciate it. And are there ads for mobile games I'll never play? Yeah. But is Anime Sam getting paid? Hell yeah. So yeah, that's another site you could check out. Now, speaking of a person talking about a thing that they really enjoy, it's the Grand Line Review. So this creator basically was like, hey, I don't like the YouTube series that are out there right now that go in depth into my favorite anime, One Piece. I'm going to make a site that I would want to check out, and a YouTube series that I would be interested in. So, if you like One Piece or getting into the weeds in One Piece, this is a great channel for you. It is so in depth. So many videos here looking at like manga reviews and looking at the intros, and it is polls from the audience. There was a pretty big dig fairly recently on a list of like the top 5 characters that could beat Kaido, and it was like, I don't know about that. But yeah, it is consistent. It is talks about things that are happening, so discussions, some rants, background characters. There are he hasn't done it in a bit, but one of the things I really liked that he did in here was a series that was like this arc in 8 minutes, and giving you just like, if you were just like, I just want to know what happened in Dressrosa because I'm not going to watch Dressrosa, or like the earliest arcs because you're like, I just can't. So we'll look at playlists here. Yeah, these are new to. Here you go. So Zoro explained. Like if you're new to it, you can see some explanations of some characters there. I think that's very helpful. Here's sagas in minutes. Yes, so this is like the Water 7 saga in 10 minutes. Great, because you're not going to start. Maybe you're just like, I don't want to watch the Alabasta saga. So I'm just going to go and read that. Yeah, and there are quick videos that kind of talk about what's going on in there. And obviously, there are larger things, so that's breaking up into there. Yeah, you could probably skip the Thriller Bark. There's some fun stuff in Thriller Bark, but you might want to just watch that instead. So that's really helpful, I think, for people that are like lapsed fans that want to get back into it. So there's reviews of arcs. And yeah, really detailed about one anime. Now, that's the thing. The person behind Grand Line Review doesn't just do the Grand Line Review. He's got another channel called the New World Review. And so this is the secondary channel. This is for like, well, I want to talk about other shows besides One Piece. This is here. So this is definitely another series like Anna News. Talk about the series you're interested in talking about. So there's a lot of Hunter x Hunter. There's a lot of Hunter x Hunter. There's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure content. There is, you can see like lots of Hunter x Hunter, some JoJo stuff. But these are just like things that, a site. And I think it's interesting that it was like, I'm not going to do a Hunter x Hunter site, because it definitely could just do a Hunter x Hunter YouTube. But is kind of looking at like, okay, let's look at the shows that I'm kind of interested in. Yeah, so the End of the Journey review of Berserk. Where are you going to put those thoughts if you have Berserk thoughts? If you have thoughts on One Punch Man, where are you going to put that? Well, you can't put that on your channel. So this is a place for him to put stuff that he wants to talk about outside of the usual. He had like a video on like shows that start in quarantine, which I think is a fun idea. I did a video very similar to that. But yeah, like, and in this case, if you're not interested in Hunter x Hunter, well, there's a lot of Hunter x Hunter. But if you're like, yeah, if you're interested in Demon Slayer, there's some Demon Slayer stuff, because it's a chance for him to like catch up on some shows that he, wasn't super into. But yeah, and then also, okay, well, I think maybe I'll do some stuff on Death Note. Well, that didn't do particularly well, and the feedback wasn't that positive, and maybe I actually don't care. Or like, oh, I did impression video. He did an impression video on Fire Force, and then never anything else on Fire Force. Cool. Yeah, yeah, and just tried a bunch of stuff to see what he wanted to do, and realized, okay, I actually want to talk a lot about Hunter x Hunter, like a lot about Hunter x Hunter. Great, good for him. So I like this because it does have a bunch of different stuff. I also like Hunter x Hunter, so it's a fun place for me to be able to like pop in when I see in my subscription feed. Oh, new video in there. But yeah, so it's just like mixed in there. You got a Berserk video. Because just want to talk about Berserk video. Also, I am using incognito just so you don't have to see the bars of all the videos I watch and all that. I think I should have mentioned that earlier, and I didn't. So now let's talk about a site that was part of a larger branch thing. It was like a sub-channel, so it wasn't like a Crunchyroll video kind of thing. But we're talking about Getting the Robot. So Getting the Robot was part of Federator. So people were paid. It was content they were putting together. There were hosts, and this is incredible essays. These are well produced, well edited videos. Unfortunately, Federator has closed Getting the Robot. I'll talk about that a little bit more in a second, but the site's still up. So now go to YouTube and check it out. Look in the show description below to find out more about it, because this is some of the best YouTube commentary on anime I've ever seen, and especially when you look at the hosts, the people doing it, like, please let me know if there is a more diverse cast of folks talking about anime than you're going to find on here. Just like really sharp, great stuff. So you're going to get like, okay, family tree stuff. You're going to get like some fun little things of like some what ifs. And yeah, it's just like really fun. I love Crystal's video. These anime are trash, and I love them. I think it's just so fun. But yeah, it's just looking at some awesome shows. Yeah, so you get some what ifs, like what if these characters were there? There was a thing of like, what if these characters had a child? That's an ongoing series. Just a lot of great video essays. You get timeline videos. So they tried also. They did some commentary. They did some informational stuff. And I think it's like a fantastic website. And it's a bummer that they're done as far as Getting the Robot. Getting the Robot is done. They're not doing it anymore. But yeah, okay, yeah. Queer Erasure and Eva, how Netflix got Evangelion's dub wrong. Yeah, I think that's really fun. There is why anime characters stream so much, so some informative stuff. Just so much great content, important content too, like racism in Dragon Ball Z, as told by Yudoya. Really important conversations to have. But yeah, it is a great site, lots of awesome videos. But yeah, fantastic site. So as I said, done, but not over, because this is not a paid plug. This was not requested of me. This is my own volition. The folks behind Getting the Robot, the hosts and the producer and the editor, are together to say, we're going to keep going, hopefully. So they started Beyond the Bot. It is a Patreon. I will link it in the show description. They've been doing some videos here. I'm not going to show it to you. I'm a patron. I fully support it. They have a Discord, which is a very nice little place to talk about some anime stuff. They're doing some intro videos of the hosts, which is all just for patrons right now, as they try to get the money they need in order to hit their goal to be able to create content. They've got some support. They're looking for more. If you're interested, again, didn't ask me to do this. I think what they're doing is very important. I'm just at a lower level right now, because that's where I can afford at the moment. But yeah, you get these updates, and they're going to keep making important, great work. I mean, some of it is just not as important. It's fleeting, right? Some of the what ifs are silly and fun, but some of the commentary on especially the things on just taking a look at the cultural significance of fashion and food and racism as well is important, and I'm excited to see it, to see them do more work because it's valuable and very needed. So yeah, those are the sites I go to. Like as I said, beyond the just YouTube. What's recommended to me? Oh, here's a bunch of clips from. I guess I'll watch this clip from that ping pong show. What? Oh, cool, or that kind of thing, or like, yeah, I haven't watched clips of this anime that I like in a while, so I guess I'll watch those. Or I have no interest in watching Alicization from Sword Art Online. But there's a clip of it happening. Did Kitaro wake up? No, okay, I'll watch this for a second. You know, that kind of thing. There are other sites where I'm getting information. So this is my subscription of the anime sites that I subscribe to on YouTube. Thanks for watching this video. I guess we'll just do this. Back to here to that. We'll just have this image back up. This has been Pat Bear's Anime Club episode 24. It was important to me that this one, while I got into some information, certainly wasn't the 2-hour epic that episode 23 was. I will be doing some streamed versions of this. I should also say, I should also plug, so let me get my stuff to plug this, because I have a panel at PAX Online. That's what it's called. PAX Online. That's right. So I'm going to be plugging this at every opportunity I can so that you can watch it. It will be recorded in advance. My guests are Corey, Dickinson, and Beej Dery from Loading Ready Run. Corey was on the last and the first ever live panel of Pat Bear's Anime Club, and Corey will be returning along with Beej, and it's for PAX Online, and it's going to be another yelling about the shows we love. If you didn't see that live one, it's in the archives here on YouTube, in my playlist, and I think it's a lot of fun. We're going to be doing it without an audience, which is a bummer, but that's the reality of doing an online convention like this, and we're not doing it live. And even if we did it live, I wouldn't be reading Twitch chat, so this is the best thing we can do. But it'll be on Sunday, September 13th at 3:45 p.m. PDT. That's Pacific. So it is 6:45 p.m. Eastern, 3:45 p.m. Pacific on twitch.tv/PAX2. So please check that out. I should have had a graphic to go there, but it'll be in the show description. But yeah, it's going to be... they're doing like a 9-day PAX. It's combining PAX West with PAX Australia, and just, well, it's online. Why not go for it? So please watch that. It will also be on YouTube after the fact. I want it to go on. It'll have to go up on Twitch first as part of PAX, and then it will be up there. And I should actually look to see. So that's that day, and then there's the next one is that one. And then so it'll be it'll go up basically the next day, because it'll be up on Sunday, and then the YouTube version will go up that next day on the 14th, because that would be the next Pat Bear's Anime Club episode. 27, I think. I don't remember. Maybe it's 26. I don't remember. I should have done this before, but I didn't. Anyway, I'm rambling. Thanks so much for watching. Again, you can leave a comment with, hey, are there reviewers of anime stuff or video essay people that you like? Let me know. What am I missing out on? Who should I be checking out? If you like one of the other people that does stuff about One Piece and I'm not checking them out and I should be, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think of these sites if you're going to check a few of them out, if you're looking for something to add to your YouTube subscriptions. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you on the next Pat Bear's Anime Club. Goodbye.